Salve, welcome to this audio video lesson on Familia Romana, Capitulum Tertium, Chapter 3, Puer improbus. So, probus is related to probation in English, which is sort of a trial period for seeing if you do right. Probus in Latin as an adjective means something like proper, decent, good in the sense of good behavior. And improbus is the negative of that. Just as we have possible, impossible, when you get the in or im as a prefix, it's usually noting the Latin negating prefix, although sometimes it's the prefix that means in or into. But this improbus means essentially not good. So a not good boy is the name of this chapter. So let's start off and get right into section 1. Scena prima, first scene. Personae Julia, Marcus, Quintus. So the characters, personae, are Julia, Marcus, and Quintus. And we learned in the last chapter these are all siblings. Julia is the youngest. She's the daughter, Filia, and Marcus and Quintus. They are both filii, sons of the family. Julius and Aemilia are their parents. All right, so we've got a little kind of dialogue going on. Julia cantat. La la. Julia laeta est. Julia is singing. La la. Julia is happy. So laetus, laeta, laetum, this adjective means happy. Originally it meant something like fertile in the sense of fertile fields. And if you think of crops growing and the crops are described as laeta or something like that, it would be fertile, very lively looking, right? So if a person is like that, the agricultural metaphor got extended to mean basically what we consider happy, okay? So originally it was an agricultural word. You still see it sometimes used for agriculture in Latin, but it's also a fairly normal word for just people being happy. Marcus says, st, which is like sh in English, okay? Marcus laetus non est. Marcus is not happy, right? Marcus happy not is, to follow the Latin word order. Now, it's normal word order in Latin, but again, in English, you want to switch it. He is not happy. Julia cantat. Julia sings. La, 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 la. Marcus, st. So again, this is like shh. Marcus iratus est. Marcus is angry. He is irate, to use a fancy English word that's a derivative of this. Not irritated. People always want to say irritated. It's not irritated. Irritated comes from irritatus, which is a different Latin word. Iratus means angry, really irate, mad. Julia cantat. Julia sings. La 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 la. Now, if you look in the margin, you can see what's about to happen. Marcus Julian pulsat. Marcus hits Julia or beats Julia. Now, pulsat indicates kind of a repetitive action, so he may have hit her more than once there. Jam Julia non cantat, said plorat. Now Julia is not singing, but is, you might guess, crying, right? Plorat is one of several words for crying in Latin. Apparently, there were a lot of sad people, a lot of crying going around in Latin. There's plorat. We'll learn mairet and lacrimat and flet later on. But plorat is your first good verb for crying. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo. So this is how you say crying sounds in Latin. Marcus ridet. Ha-ha-hi. So Marcus, you can see, is kind of sadistic, okay? He is laughing, ha ha ha. Now, ridiculous comes from the root of ridet. So here we see a picture. Woohoo! Julia is crying. She's about 5, and then Marcus, who's the oldest brother, he's about 8. You see him smiling as he sees her crying, and then Quintus over to the side there. Quintus Marcum videt. Quintus sees Marcus. Now, let's note something here. Let's back up to the Marcus Julian pulsat sentence, which is line 8. And you see Juliam with the AM ending. Now look down here, Quintus Marcum videt in line 11. Marcum ends with an M also. So Julia went to Juliam, Marcus went to Marcum. They changed their spelling. Now if you look at those two sentences, Marcus beats Julia or hits Julia, and Quintus sees Marcus. What do Julia and Marcus have in common there? Well, essentially they're what we call the object or the direct object of the verb. So Marcus hits what? Hits Julia. Or hits whom? He hits Julia. Quintus sees what? Sees whom? Sees Marcus. Okay? So that M ending is an accusative singular ending, and essentially it's an object ending. Typically for a direct object. It can also show direction towards in Latin. But again, this is a new case. It's called the accusative case. We'll learn more about it as time goes on. But basically the M is telling us, hey, I am the direct object. All right, going on in line 11. Marcus non videt Quintum. Marcus does not see Quintus. And now notice that Quintus has the M ending because he is the direct object. Marcus is the one doing the action or not doing it in this case, right? Marcus does not see. And then Quintus is the object of that verb. So thus the M ending. Then Quintus says, Quid? What? Marcus puellam pulsat? Marcus is hitting a girl? Et ridet? And he is laughing? I can't believe it. Thanks, Quintus. Okay. Quintus iratus est. Quintus is angry. Et Marcum pulsat. And he hits Marcus. Now notice Marcus has the M ending, right? Marcum. So again, that's our direct object. Hits whom? Hits Marcus. Iam non ridet Marcus. Now Marcus is not laughing. Marcus iratus pulsat Quintum. Angry Marcus, or Marcus angry, hits Quintus. Now Quintum has the M. He's the object of the verb. He receives the action of that verb. Hits whom? Hits Quintus. All right, then Julia says, Ubi est mater? Where is mother? Julia Aemiliam non vidit. Julia does not see Aemilia. Now, we might think to ourselves, because Julia is first in the sentence and Aemilia is second, that Julia is the subject. But Latin doesn't work that way. So if you think to yourself of what we've said before, how do we tell whether Julia or Aemilia is the subject in that sentence? Who doesn't see whom, right? Hopefully you're thinking it's that M, right? Aemiliam. The M on the end of that makes it the direct object, which means the verb's action is directed toward it. Julia doesn't see whom, or doesn't see what, doesn't see Aemilia. Julia Aemiliam vocat. Similarly, we've got the M on the end. Julia calls Aemilia. So to point out a couple derivatives for these new verbs, of course, pulse comes from pulsat for beat. Video and visual come from the root of videt, sees. And vocat, which is calls here, we get vocal and vocative and voice and some other words from that. All right, here is how she calls out to Aemilia. Mater, mother. Marcus Quintum pulsat. Marcus is beating on Quintus, or is hitting Quintus. Marcus iratus. Marcus angry. St, which again is sh. Marcus Juliam pulsat. Marcus hits Julia. Right? He hits her again because she's telling on him. Julia plorat. Julia cries. Et Aemiliam vocat. And she calls to Aemilia. Mama, mama, Marcus me pulsat. Mom, Marcus is hitting me. Aemilia win it. And we can see in the picture, we see Marcus hitting Quintus. We see Julia crying mama. And we can see the foot of Aemilia as she is entering the room to take care of the situation. Whether she wants to or not, this is a parent's responsibility. Okay, well, I hope you learned something in that lesson on the first section of this chapter, and we'll pick up more next time.